macroeconomic situation is very solid. The main challenge for 2016 and beyond pertain to reducing public debt through a growth-friendly and pro-poor medium-term fiscal consolidation effort, further increasing the resilience of the financial sector by strengthening the macroprudential oversight framework and addressing the reforms needed to transition to high-income status, in particular with a view to improving productivity and competitiveness. Addressing infrastructure bottlenecks, skill mismatches, and gender inequality in the labor market will also be important. The medium-term outlook is favorable if sound policies continue to be implemented. The implementation of new public investment programs would catalyze private investment and help to raise GDP growth to close to 4% in 2016 and beyond, with rates of inflation below 3%. The 2015-16 fiscal stance accentuates the expansionary trends in recent years, and fiscal space needs to be created to implement the government ambitious investment program while reducing public debt in the medium term. Obviously, this is not an easy task. It is a conditional optimism, in the sense that we clearly say that the prospects are very positive, provided that good policies continue. And by good policies, we mean a variety of issues, both in the macro-financial sphere, but also in terms of areas where the structure of the economy needs to be strengthened. There is a gap, but for instance, greater participation of women in the labor force is one of the factors that may actually boost actual growth and may create a more level playing field in terms of labor market condition, but also help to close the gap between potential and actual growth. Just going around the island, as I had the opportunity to do, you see that there are major investment needs, because you lose connectivity to Wi-Fi, just moving out of a building to another, and this is one issue, telecommunication. Obviously the island has the aspiration to become an ICT center, but the telecommunication aspect needs to be boosted. Roads infrastructure, and especially the most ambitious of all, I think, that is of the project that the government has in mind, is the one of creating a port that can really fully leverage the strategic position of the island as hub between Asia and Africa. We use international definitions of debt to compare Mauritius to other countries, and our view is that Mauritius needs to be careful to further accumulate debt, because the debt situation is solid, there is no particular problem, but debt is also pretty high by emerging market standards. And accumulation of debt means that you will have to use a greater and greater component of your revenues for interest payments. That is not a desirable allocation of public resources, because it takes resources away from other uses for which public resources are necessary. I'm thinking about capital development, both for infrastructure and human capital. But also, if you keep piling up debt, you run the risk of crowding out the private sector, because you put upward pressure on interest rate, and because you absorb a greater portion of savings, in terms of public absorption rather than keeping it available for financing private initiatives.